Yeah.
It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Anyway, we are delighted to welcome Marcus. Marcus Upbeat. Hi, Marcus.
Hi there. How are you doing? Everything's great. It's great to be here.
A lot of you will know Marcus as one of the occasional member of the Trojans.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, I pretty much replaced Charlie.
Charlie Night Doctor.
He's pretty much stepped out of the picture, and I'm pretty much the main guitarist in the Trojans these days.
Particularly in places like Glastonbury, where you wouldn't catch Charlie.
Yeah, exactly. We love it at Glastonbury.
Yeah, that is Trojans, Gaz Mayall's band, who many of you will. Well, we promoted them a number of times.
We certainly have.
On Portobello Radio.
Yeah, man.
Marcus, one of the reasons you're in the Trojans is you have a long and distinguished history in UK reggae.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, I've been in the game for many years. I first really knew Gaz. I've known Gaz since the sort of like the mid '80s, really. And I've been playing on and off in his band since in the '90s. I was just come in as a depth guitarist and played along with those guys ever since. And I really love playing in the Trojans. I love Gaz and I love all of the people that are in the band. It's great. It's a great band to be in.
You know what? I was on our way to Borough Market. We went through Baker Street, and who should be the busker in that bit where you're about to go into the Bakerloo line? Megumi.
Oh, Megumi.
Oh, wow. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Megumi is a real spirit. She's incredible. Yeah, great. Yeah,
fantastic. But you have a life outside the Trojans.
Yes. Well, I've been involved in I've got my own bands. I've been running Number One Station for over 20 years. I have a band.
What's
called
Number One Station?
Number One Station. Well, that's basically my ska band. I put that together with the intention of sort of paying homage and tribute to the classic Jamaican music that we all grew up with, and started out playing a lot of cover versions and then introduced more and more original stuff over the years, and I still occasionally get Number One Station back together again when there's enough money to pay the musicians, basically.
Is it a big band?
Well, we normally run with about 8 people, in the band. I like to have a full horn section and 4 keyboards, 2 guitars, and the whole shebang, really, which makes the band really cooking and firing. Yeah, so that's great. We get together occasionally. I've got another, more of a sort of a dubby reggae thing called The Agitators, which again I occasionally put together. And generally speaking, these days, because of the sort of financial situation, we've not been able to pay musicians a great deal of money. I go out on my own around the festivals, and I run with sort of festival pickup band sort of guys that I meet around the festivals, and that's called like Marcus and the Microdots.
Right.
So we have a lot of festival fun together every year, doing.
That's brilliant. So what, you turn up at a festival, I mean, you obviously know 2 or 3 people are going to be there.
Yeah, well, I normally link up with a bunch of guys from Yorkshire who run a band called Mental Block. So they usually go to things like Small World Festival, Equinox Festival, stuff like that. And so I get them in as my backing band, and a few of them, and they learnt my set, and we have great fun doing those gigs. Yeah,
that's brilliant.
Yeah,
but we're not here to talk about the past. We're here to talk about you've got a new record.
Out. There's some real sort of like light on the horizon with a couple of releases coming out this month. The first track, this is an Agitators track, and strangely enough, it was written like in 1992. I wrote the track, and then I put it up recently as a sort of I was putting up some remastering some old tracks that I'd recorded, and people heard it and they said, "Wow, this sounds so much like it's a now tune. You should really." I'd never released it before, so now it's going to be released, and it's coming out hopefully on the 11th. It will be released on digital pre-orders on the 8th of January. So yeah, that's the upcoming new tune.
Well, we better have a listen.
Yeah, this is True 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 by The Agitators. It's actually me and Carlton Brodin singing, and we co-wrote it together. Carlton Brodin from the Cosmics, of course. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Compassion's out of date. Greed's killed the welfare state.
Yeah. No, that's the Agitators, right?
Yeah, well, that's basically me and Carlton, and that's calling it the Agitators. Yeah,
And
which-
that, of course, is a nod to the Upsetter himself.
Yes, of course. Yeah, well, it's all kind of inspired from that time, which is that was the time that really inspired me as a musician in the first place. You know,
And we're talking obviously about Lee Scratch Perry.
Lee Scratch Perry,
with whom
yeah,
you ended up working.
yeah, I had a great working relationship with Lee.
Tell us how it started.
Well, so if you go back to the 1980s, it was sort of like about 1984, and I'd been listening to the Upsetters music ever since I was a teenager. You know, we used to love the Upsetters, the Vampire, Night Doctor, and stuff like that. In fact, you know, my first band, I called it the Night Doctors, which was completely coincidental because I never even knew that at the time that there was another band called Night Doctor, who was our friend Charlie.
Whose job you were going to take.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
eventually.
there was a great synchronicity that happened there, you know. And that was, I remember listening with my first band called the Night Doctors, and I was listening to the radio one day, and they played a tune called Music Like Dirt, and I was like, oh, this is a great tune. And at the end, the DJ said, that was Music Like Dirt by Night Doctor. And I was I nearly fainted, you know. I was so shocked that somebody else had got to the name before we did, you know. So that was great, and I ended up eventually becoming great friends with Charlie, which is fantastic. So anyway, in 1984, there was a program on Channel 4 called The Tube. I don't know if you remember.
Oh,
that.
yes, very well.
And there was one episode where Jules went to Jamaica. It was called Jules in Jamaica, and I was like glued to the screen. You know, it's fantastic. So amazing to see all these amazing things in Jamaica that had inspired me so much in my life. And on top of all of that, he went to the Black Ark to interview Lee Scratch Perry, which was completely fascinating. And I had a band at the time called Studio 6, a little reggae band that I was working with.
Yeah.
And at the end of the interview, Scratch looked at the camera and he said, I don't care if you're black, white, pink or purple. He says, you know, if you've got a good heart and you want to work with me, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there watching the TV thinking, oh my God, you know, he's talking to me, which is a completely vain and stupid thing.
Well, Simon,
to think,
how
you
old
know.
were you?
I was probably in my 20s, you know, I
Okay,
can't remember
yeah.
exactly, so at 25 or something like that.
Well,
you know.
maybe that's acceptable.
Yeah.
Maybe that's acceptable. Bless
And
you.
then, about 2 or 3 weeks later, I was in just up the road here in Portobello Road.
Yeah.
And I was shopping for some clothes to wear on stage because obviously Portobello Road is the place to get the groovy threads, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was in a shop called Alchemy, and
Just down the road.
just
Lee Harris's.
literally just down the road from where we're sitting now. Yeah.
Big shout out to Lee if you're listening.
Yes.
We
Yes.
love
And,
him up there in Suffolk.
And R.I.P. Hank, bless him. Yeah.
And and I walked out of the shop and almost bumped straight into Lee Scratch Perry, and I was gobsmacked. I was like, oh my God, Lee Scratch Perry, you know, I'm a really big fan of yours. And I shoved out my hand to shake his hand, and he fist bumped me, and he carried on walking up the road, and I was glued to the spot, thinking, my God, that was Lee Scratch Perry. You know, what am I going to do about this? So I ran after him up the road. I said, Lee, I said, I've got a reggae band. I'd love you to come and work with us. So he said to his friend who was with Rasta guy called Tony Owen, give me the number. He gave me the phone number, and I ended up going up to Seven Leaves Records, which is just up in Kensal Rise there, which was Tony's shop and his record label. Met up with Lee Scratch Perry. Lee ended up coming down to some rehearsals with us, and we did a few small shows with him, and everything was. And that was the beginning of a fruitful relationship. You know, he came, he used to come and stay at my house. We used to go for country walks. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience, and we ended up. It ended up with different musicians, but we ended up going in the studio and recording the Battle of Armageddon album.
Amazing.
With Lee, yeah. And that was fantastic, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the kick-start of my career in the music business, really.
Amazing.
Yeah,
what a lift.
yeah.
What a boost, man.
That's a bit of a
really.
result.
Yeah,
isn't it?
really amazing, yeah.
And I mean, sorry to ask, he was just smoking pot at the time.
He used to drink like a fish. We used to drink Thunderbird wine. You know, we used to get bottles of
Yeah,
Thunderbird.
Mecca in the house.
He used to like Stone's ginger wine and Thunderbird, and we used to sit there. He used to smoke lots of spliffs and drink. He used to get very drunk. And I could tell you there was a story one day. This is a very funny story. We were in the studio in Thameside Studios down in Rotherhithe where we recorded the album, and he had a bottle of rum and blackcurrant. He was drinking rum and blackcurrant.
Old school.
And, but before, this is the crucial part of the story. On the way to the studio, driving up, he said, "Stop in the garage. I need to get some gas." So he stopped in, and we got one of those red petrol containers full of petrol.
Jerry can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he was in the studio with the lid off, and he was rubbing petrol up and down his arms like as if it was coconut oil and stuff like that. and the studio it stank like a petrol. It was fumes.
It would do. It
We
would
were all
do.
sitting in the control room, like nodding off, falling asleep with the fumes of this petrol.
Yeah.
And then he's at the mic, and he said he ran out of rum. And he said, "Oh, I've run out of rum. I wonder what he puts petrol in his cup and puts petrol and blackcurrant, and he's drinking petrol and blackcurrant." And we're going, "Oh my God!" And he stood at the microphone and he put his arms out and he said, "Whoever tried to do what I do, they die." And we were all sitting in the control room going, nodding our heads.
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong.
wrong.
Proper bonkers. Wonderful. What character?
Yeah, what a great character.
Yeah,
He was amazing, yeah.
I think we should play a scratch tune. I'm going to play Dreadlocks in Moonlight. We haven't got one of the ones you played on.
Well, that's no problem, yeah. Yeah.
Dreadlocks in Moonlight, is it not?
Well, yeah.
Did we miss the full moon? Is it tonight?
No, it's tonight. You're well spotted because, of course, it's the Ethiopian, the Orthodox Christmas today, which is the 6th, which is the full moon. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Scratch.
Hey, Mecca on the mic.
As a man that's a member of the Ethiopian Orthodox faith, I just pass and say, the man and man.
Yeah, man.
Been an Ethiopian Orthodox member from the Eritrean church in Alsden to All Park Lane since 2006. Although I don't wear the covenant still, you know what I mean? But Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Happy Christmas, Happy Christmas Day to Ethiopia. Confused with jet lag, you get me? Big up Jamaica as well, from Cockburn Pen to Montego Bay.
Wicked, absolutely wicked. Our most adorable brother Mecca in the house. Love this.
Nice one, Mecca.
A time to sow and a time to reap. Yes, my friend. The seed you sow, that's what you shall reap. A being a bend. You light the fire to burn this naya, but it no work out. You're just a week out, you send your big neck police friend to come cool I up, but it no work. For Jaja walk right in and cool up the scene, you get a jerk. For they that put their trust in Jah shall be like Mount Zion high, that shall never remove it higher, but abided forever. Jah, the knife that stick the sheep, I go stick the goat. Do you hear? How you gonna feel when the knife is at your throat? For sowing bring reaping, and reaping is harvest. The seed that you sow, that's what you shall reap. Yeah. Do you hear? Jah is our light and salvation. Whom shall I fear? Jah the protector of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Yeah. Hypocrite in a broad daylight, parasite in a dim light, dreadlocks in moonlight, ballad at sunrise. Oh, Jaja is a shepherd, I shall not want. Do you hear? Do you see? Jaja is a shepherd, I will not want. You send your big neck police friend, he come cool I up, but it no work. For Jaja walk right in and cool up the sea. You get a jerk. You get a jerk. It no work. You set your spot to catch a wheel. If you did, you know. Jaja Shark was on your trail. He couldn't work. He couldn't work. He couldn't work. Couldn't work. Couldn't work. He couldn't work. He couldn't work. He couldn't work. Couldn't work.
Yeah, that is Dreadlocks and Moonlight for anyone who's going to celebrate the full moon tonight. We're here with Marcus Upbeat of the Agitators of Studio 10.
Number one station.
Number one station. The
This is the number one
Microdots.
station rocking the nation with musical vibration from creation.
There you go. And you heard that on
you have
Portobello Radio.
There you have it.
Marcus, in a minute we're going to play the other tune you've got coming out. I love your blog because one of the reasons you're on the show, apart from the new tunes, is you sent me the blog and I loved it. How do people get your history? Because it's beautifully written and it you tell that story of Bumpy and Scratch and all the other crazy stuff you've done.
Yeah, well, that's like my little website that I put together at the end of last year. That's marcusupbeat.uk. If you fancy having a look at that.
Marcusupbeat.uk, and you just go to the history section, and that tells you the whole thing. Mecca, I hope you're coming back to talk to us for 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now, are you playing any gigs? Are you?
I haven't got anything specifically booked up at the moment because at the moment I'm really just promoting these two releases that we've got coming up, and I'm also working towards hopefully getting enough funds together to put out a 7-inch single with a track that I've been working
vinyl?
with. Vinyl.
That won't impress me, it'll impress Craig.
But
Absolutely.
I've been working on a new album with Gaudi. Have you ever heard of Gaudi, the producer Gaudi?
Yeah, Gaudi's just brought out the record with Don Letts.
Yes, that's correct.
We've actually played a couple of exclusives off that album, which people snuck in here.
You're doing good for exclusive because you got my tracks exclusive today as well. Yeah.
So we start the year as we mean to go on. So
Absolutely. Keep it up.
all you local bands out there, we want to have it first on Portobello Radio.
You know that.
Radio 1 second.
Yeah, so I've been working on a project, and Gaudi's been producing some tracks that I recorded, and there's a single kind of ready to go, which that's what I'm basically. These two singles are coming out at the moment, but hopefully after this project is up and running, I'll be able to sort of get the funds together to put a 7-inch single together for the Gaudi project, and to also finish the album, and hopefully I'm going to try and finish that this year. And then obviously the festival season is coming up, so I'm hoping to get some good gigs at the festivals, and
hope to see you at Glastonbury, obviously.
We'll
We'll
definitely be at Glastonbury. There's no way you'll keep me away from Glastonbury. It's a great place to be. It's like Christmas for adults. Yeah, man, all good.
Yeah, if only it didn't clash with the Kensington and Chelsea Art Week, that would. But luckily,
That would be a bonus.
that would be a bonus.
Yeah.
Marcus, tell us about this last tune we're about to.
Yeah,
check
so
out.
this is another track. This is a more recent recording, and this is a solo track that I did. This is Marcus Upbeat, and this is called Moving On. And so it's also coming out simultaneously with the Agitators track.
Okay.
So yeah.
Brilliant. On all digital platforms.
Yeah, all digital. Yeah, so that should be available for
What do you-
pre-order
What do you
on the 8th.
search? Marcus Upbeat or?
Yeah,
Agitators?
just look for Marcus Upbeat, and if you look at the marcusupbeat.uk, then all the information will be on there. Once it's up and running, all the information will be there. Yeah. So that's marcusupbeat.uk, not .co.uk. It's just
.uk.
.uk.
Okay.
marcusupbeat.uk.
Brilliant.
Tune in.
Absolutely
Thank you,
wonderful.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure
and
to
we'll
be here.
see you all through the summer. I
Definitely.
know.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody, and peace and love to all of you. Cheers, man. Cheers, guys. And this is Moving On by myself.
Brilliant. Absolutely superb track.
There must be a meaning behind all the pain. If it's for no reason. gotta keep on moving on. I'm telling you, yeah, moving on. Still we move forward to find better ways, understanding and reason, feeling our days. They say that love comes and goes, baby, but no one knows just where it goes. So we gotta keep on moving on. Gotta keep on moving on. Oh yeah, things are gonna be alright. We gotta keep on moving on. Keep on moving on. Avoid the violence that man deals to man. Living in silence is all over the land. Quietly contemplating much better than war. Living in peace while we're searching for. We're moving on. Yeah, we keep on moving on. Yeah. Things are gonna be alright. We gotta keep on moving on. Everybody knows, yeah. Gotta keep on moving on, moving on. Hey, say we're moving on. Everything's gonna be alright. Keep on moving on. Everything is gonna be alright.
Yeah, that is Marcus Upbeat with Moving On.
Moving on. What a
Moving
tune.
on.
What a
Fabulous.
tune.
I love the prickly sound on that.
I like the prickly sound. What you mean, like that sort of slightly static effect that
Yeah.
we've got in the background? Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I wonder how Marcus did that. I certainly know that when we were talking recently about Unfinished Symphony, what were they called again? Massive Attack. They would make acetates and then they'd throw them around the studio floor, scratching them up. Then they'd run the acetate with all the scratches on it in the background of their recording, if that makes sense. One of the tracks of their recording would be the
Makes
scratch.
no sense at all, Craig.
Well, it gets the prickly sound in there. So I just wonder how Marcus did it. Is similar effect. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
And if you're into reggae, which obviously most people are,
Certainly, if you're listening to this station, you will have a penchant for that particular genre.
Bullets Band, the Hardway Roots Jam are back.
Brilliant.
For a number of gigs going all the way through till March. The first one is on the 22nd of January. It's all at Love Bar, which is the old Mau Mau next door, which if you remember, we were a little bit sniffy about them when they first came to the
They
hoods.
were a bit funny, but
They were a bit sniffy about us. But
absolutely.
They seem to have got the hang of things.
They have. Well put. Yeah, man. They've started to offer something that, over the bar that's a little bit more affordable.
And
than the
there's
rest of
more
the stuff.
about the Love Bar, but we're talking specifically about Hardway.
Hardway. Do you think KJ will
It's
be
a Hardway
singing?
Roots Jam, and as you know, if you're any good, you can come on, and if you get away with it, you'll get on and play your saxophone or your guitar
Flute
solo,
or whatever.
whatever it is
Yeah.
you want to do.
Brilliant.
So 22nd of January, and then 5th and 19th of February, 5th and 19th of March.
Amazing.
So
Absolutely amazing.
something
That
to
should be a
look forward
laugh.
to at Bar Love.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I don't have any other movers and shakers on
Well-
the counter up here, I must confess. But
I was going to ask you, Gregsy, how. You know, we've had a bit of a break. I was away on the Friday before Christmas.
You
and
were, yeah.
You
missed.
and Isis held the fort.
We did. We had a lovely
Charlie
one.
Phillips in.
Majority of that show was Charlie Phillips. It was
Yeah.
brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And talking of Charlie,
Well, we
God-
actually
God
we
love
had
him.
the kids. Remember, we had the kids from Oxford Gardens.
We
in.
did. They were brilliant, absolutely superb. I mean, then we ran their plays after the show, so
Yeah.
the whole thing was just magnificent, absolutely
Yeah.
magnificent. And the
Big
kids were
up to
amazing,
Charlie.
really adorable. Charlie, fantastic, but however, he had a little turn just after Christmas,
Yep.
didn't he? Which was very, very sad. So we're wishing him the best and a swift recovery. Apparently,
Definitely.
Mecca, who was in the room just now, is going to pop up and see him up at St George's in Tooting in the next few days. And I think Auntie Isis has been up there
Auntie
already
Isis
as well.
has
So
indeed been up there. So all our best wishes,
Yeah.
our love and prayers.
love and light
If
and
you're
strength,
in
brother.
Or a religious bent. Anyway, whatever. Charlie, get well soon, brother.
Uncle Charlie, what a banger, what a banger. And he had a spectacular show in here, my goodness, of course he did. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We had a few events just before Christmas. The most notable was probably taking over the new Quiet Night Inn, which is the old Metropolitan Bar just outside the Westbourne Park Tube
Which
Station.
we did with Loretta
Haywood and
her extended 5 Shades. There are
absolutely
more than 5 of them
Hamid
now.
Matu. A lot of wonderful musicians joined us up there. It was an absolute.
But the walls were literally running with sweat.
It was a banger. It was a total banger, and I mean, we spoke to the manager, didn't we? And he was just completely fucking bowled over.
Yeah.
He had no idea what to expect. He didn't realise it was going to be such an amazingly massive.
No, he was
do.
on his night off.
He was kind of on a bit of a chill pill, but no,
Mate,
mate.
which
no.
bit of this place is going to be full? Do you not care?
No, it was beyond.
Anyway,
full. It was
that
great.
came
It
just
was
a
great.
few days after the Portobello Radio Christmas party at the Tabernacle,
Yeah.
which was a stonker. There was some slightly miscommunicated things about how late it was going to go, but it went late enough.
It went late enough, and we had a laugh. We had a real laugh. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Hopefully, not too many of the staff at the Tabernacle are too upset with us.
I'm sure they are.
We will find out. We will find out because we would love to. We'd love to check out the Tabernacle in the next couple of weeks, if only for the fact that it's going to be my birthday in a few weeks' time. It's Portobello Radio's birthday in a few weeks' time. Dinny's just had a birthday.
Where did those church
You know.
bells come from? Did they come from your computer or outside?
I don't think they came from outside. They must have come from my computer. I must confess, I was too busy rabbiting.
Rabbiting on. Anyway,
yeah.
let's have a tune, then we can rabbit on more.
Go on.
It's like sugar, so sweet. Good enough to you. It's like sugar, so sweet. Good enough to me.
There you go, caught us outside. My goodness, there you go. Bus Stop, what a brilliant mix-up. We've heard that probably a bit too much of late, but it's a blinder. It's really, really good. Piers has just popped off to go and get some beers. Way! That causes for celebration. And indeed, Marcus has left the building. So, you know, I'm in here holding the fort just for a couple more minutes with a bit of luck. And I've got this fantastic Luton Fire in the background. Love it. Nah Sleep, mastered. I'm going to rewind this one actually and give you it from the top because it's such a good tune.
Yeah.
Busy, but him not sleep. The system is a fake, so me kick it down. Straight on the feet. Ja busy, but him not sleep. Hey, Ja no partial, and him not beg no friend. Ja busy, but him not sleep. The most I no partial, beginning to the end. Ja busy, but him not sleep. Hypocrite them both stripe them all a swing, pretending to be real. In the light them shine so bright. In the dark, them do the things, the pride and the lies and material things. In the light, them shine so bright. In the dark, them do the things. Hey, do good in the day, but in the night, don't be a nightmare. You make the trouble, then your boss say life is unfair. If you walk the wrong road, you end up in a wheelchair. Another done that and been there. Tell you said the world in a trouble, 6 feet. Tell you said you're busy, but him not sleep. The system is a fake, so me kick it down. Straight on the feet. Ja busy, but him not sleep. Hey, Ja no partial, and him not beg no friend. Ja busy, but him not sleep. The most I no partial, beginning to the end. Ja busy, but him not sleep. Try Ja love for once in your life. Try Ja love no for once in your life. Even when you get it, still I chat it upstream. And faith and courage when the famine comes in, carry your own weight. Ja love is everlasting, so keep up your faith. And every door shall open, but watch ya. Me won't sell me soul for profit or feast. Every morning I give praise to my King. In every little thing, them shoulda know Ja watching. That's why your righteousness we parading. Hey, four stripe them all a swing, pretending to be real. In the light them shine so bright. In the dark them do the things, the pride and the lies and material things. In the light them shine so bright. In the dark them do the things. Tell you said the world in a trouble 6 feet. Tell you said you're busy but him not sleep. The system is a fake, so me kick it down. Straight on the feet. Ja busy but him not sleep. Hey, Ja no partial, and him not beg no friend. Ja busy but him not sleep. The most I no partial, beginning to the end. Ja busy but him not sleep.
Yes, indeed. The most incredible Luton Fier. I love that one. Absolutely.
Who was it
love
again?
that one.
You
Luton Fier.
Right, you swallowed your words.
Did I? I don't think I did. I don't know. Anyway, it was all
It's
good. It was all
halfway through the
good.
show. We'll have one last look back at the year, and there were two great things, Gregsy. We're going to release it tomorrow as a podcast. The
Yeah.
highlights of 2022.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It started off with the fantastic women from Terence Higgins Trust.
Yeah, wasn't
talking
that a
about
brilliant
women
interview? I
and
listened
AIDS.
back at that when I was putting the thing together, and oh my god, it just
You
moves
had
me.
a few
Moves me.
stars in our world. Gabriel Gatehouse,
Yeah.
the guy who did the QAnon conspiracy podcast.
for Radio 4,
We
yeah,
had Keith Allen, who was doing his play down there at
at the playground, yeah,
We had Low Key.
and we had Loki. Come
We
on,
had our Maxilla takeover when
Yeah.
we were under the Westway. One of the many times we've come live from under the Westway.
yeah,
It's a fantastic show. It
it is good. It is really,
shows
really good.
all the kind of ups and downs of. The one thing you didn't put in is any of the Gremlin stuff, but I suppose there
Yeah.
was so much good positive stuff.
You know, but yeah, maybe when I got enough time, I'll look for all the mistakes, and we'll
Yeah,
have,
we
we'll
don't
have
need
a whole.
a bloopers roll. They
Well,
know
I
we're a
don't know.
shambles.
I don't know.
They
I
know
quite
we're a
enjoyed just
shambles,
2 hours of bloopers, man. Brilliant.
And the other
absolutely
thing we did on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and even into January the 2nd,
yeah.
we had our club classics, the ones that Chris got hold of, and we all did, but Chris was the curator.
During the
shall we say.
first lockdown,
Chris Sullivan, that is.
very few major players in the music industry had managed to get themselves on the streaming platforms. We already had a well-established platform, Portobello Radio, hey. And so therefore Chris went out and he asked everybody that was the biggest names in DJing in the 80s whether they fancy
And
putting
90s.
together, and 90s,
Yeah,
whether they fancy putting together a
The
2-hour set
crucial
for us.
clubs, the clubs that made London the place it is: Delirium,
Yes,
Shoom,
Shoom,
Spectrum,
wow.
Drum Club,
Yeah.
Café de Paris.
Leave My Wife Alone,
Yeah.
Erin from
Kinky Disco,
Kinky
the
Disco,
whole thing.
yeah, man, they were all involved, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We did 36 hours non-stop of classic clubs.
We did stop
Oh yeah, we
for
did.
Dick O'Dell's
Adventures in Music, and a repeat of the mashup show,
Yeah.
the Friday mashup show. So yeah, man,
and
you're
of
right.
course we had
you're right.
the panel discussion with Gary Hazeman,
Yeah.
Roy the Roach,
Roy Roach, Lisa Loud,
and many others.
Billy Idol, all of them. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. What an amazing collection of brilliant shows right here on Portobello Radio over the Christmas period. We really loved it. We really loved it.
So except for the fact we're releasing the highlights podcast tomorrow morning, goodbye to 2022.
Yes, indeed.
We're going forward. We're going back to my roots.
Oh, good one.
Zipping up
Yeah, that is Going Back to My Roots. Richie Havens. Always the final number at Shoom back in the 80s. Thank you to Danny Rampling. Thank you, Paul Oakenfold. Thank you to Noel Watson, to Erin, to Chris Sullivan, to Christos, to Paul Murphy. Thanks to everyone who's DJ'd on Portobello Radio in 2022.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
And we look forward to all of you who are going to be DJ on Portobello Radio
in 2023. And thank you, everybody, for listening. You guys tuning in makes it all worthwhile. Thank you.
That's what we need.
Yeah, man.
So, we're looking forward. We're here at the Muse, and Damien's over there. Big up to Damien and the whole team at the Muse for putting up with us.
Putting up with us, and then ending the year with an absolute stonker on the Friday after we did all of our magnificence down here at the Muse Gallery. Just before Christmas, the 23rd or whatever it was. The 23rd, 24th, 23rd. Yeah, we had a drum and bass session. So the amazing D-Check, who plays monthly on this platform, started the show off, and we did 2.5 hours of pure drum and bass, followed by the most insane locked-off crew. They are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. RJD and G-Class, both in the house, playing some absolute banger-langers. It was brilliant. It was really, really good fun. Next door in the Love Bar, there was some stuff going. Oh yeah, DJ Puff, who's a member of my family, was playing in the Love Bar that night. So we had such a laugh on that Friday night. It was brilliant, really, really good fun. And I can't thank Damien and everybody down here at the Muse for all their help and support. Looking forward to another year of fabulous creativity.
Because we're coming up to our 8th anniversary. I think we've been here for pretty much half of them. And for once in our life, we're in the Muse, and it's absolutely empty. There's nothing on the walls.
Oh, it's true.
It's a beautiful white, isn't it?
It is. It's well, we're in a transition period because we're just about to embark in the next week or so on the
rebirth, regrowth.
Well, on the residency show.
Renaissance, yeah.
The residency show here at the Muse Gallery.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, man, where the Muse Gallery chooses 4 or 5.
3.
Is it only 3? Sorry, 3 fantastic artists that are emerging, and gives them an opportunity to A, create, and B, display their work in a professional art gallery in a buzzy London street.
In London's trendy Portobello Road.
Yeah, man, you know that. So yeah, check out the Muse Gallery. They've always got stuff on, and if you're into contemporary art, then this is the place to be.
Residency, it's something. It's up in, I think it's number 20 or something. It's along those lines. Anyway, it's been going for a long time.
Yeah.
Next Thursday the 12th, right here in the Muse Gallery, there will be the initial showing of the 3 residents. They then work in the back room for right here in the heart of London's trendy North Kensington district.
Yeah.
And 6 months later, they show the work, what they've done.
Yeah, amazing.
Brilliant.
Absolutely amazing.
And then there will be the regular diet of Us in the Way, Penny, and the
Penny
Muse
doing the Muse
Theatre Group. There'll be
Muse,
bits and bobs from Portobello Film Festival. There'll be all sorts of shows. Some just commercial artists who are really good. Others doing interesting things. Others, picked up from the directors of the Muse traverses.
Yeah, it's all brilliant. It's all brilliant stuff down here. It is a hub of creativity, and we love it. We love it. Get your sacral orange out now. Love it. Brilliant.
It would be a shame not to.
I guess you're right.
Yes. Shame, Evelyn Champagne King, a rework by the immaculate Dr. Packer.
Amazing, what a tune. At a tune.
What a tune. And thank you, Gregsy. You sent it over to me on New Year's Eve. I was going to play it at my gig at Brave Artists. I never did.
I remember.
I think I did early
It was
doors.
a moderately random request, to be fair.
Yeah, no, what, do you know where I got it from? I got it from one of our DJ sets, I can't remember which I found on the Mixcloud Portobello radio page.
No way.
They're all there.
They are all there. They are all there.
To be
which is
listened
brilliant.
to any time of day or night. So if you happen
Absolutely.
to, you know, if you turn on to the stream and you're listening to Greg and me and you don't want to,
Yeah.
you can always go to the Mixcloud. There's more DJs than you can shake a stick at.
You know that. You know that. Absolutely.
So, Gregsy, we've abandoned our usual spiky personas, haven't we?
We have. We've become the embodiment of love.
Because it's all about a new dawn, a new year.
It is. It certainly is.
2023.
Yeah.
The year of the sleepy rabbit.
That's
or
the one year of the
something.
rabbit. It's definitely it. Yeah, man. Yeah. Which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It's superb.
Did
And,
you make any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, I decided that I wasn't going to eat any meat.
Oh, right. I think you're already doing that, Gregsy.
Yeah, I have been doing that for the last 23 years. I haven't really as yet. Well, you know what? I got myself a new vape, so I'm cutting down on the tobacco. I'm generally behaving myself. I think maybe that's what my New Year's resolution is.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Absolutely. Now, I don't know if you remember, but we had the most amazing DJ play a selection of really off-piste stuff, man, on our radio
Davino.
platform. Davino, you got me, man. You got me. And it's sort of a collection of soul, funk, and world music. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That was a preemptive strike because, of course, he has a wonderful collective that he's working with at the moment, namely a young guy and a young gal who have been singing along with him and playing pads with him, etc., etc. And so he brought out literally just before Christmas, or maybe it was during Christmas week, he brought this one out. It's a tune called Survivor, and it's available on all your favourite platforms, Amazon, Spotify, blah, 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 blah. Check it out. I'm going to play it to you now. And then that way you can make your own minds up as to what you reckon about this one. So this one's Survivor by Davino, spelt Davinho. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Survivor. Here we go. See what you reckon.
I leave my body to stay safe. I move my body to stay sane. I take myself to a safe place to survive. You were such a sweet thing. 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 I leave my body to stay safe. I move my body to stay sane. I take myself to a safe place to survive. I leave my body to stay safe. I move my body to stay sane. I take myself to a safe place to survive. We were happy people, happy people, happy people. Something happened, took us to a darker place. We were happy people, happy people, happy people. Someone my body to stay safe. I move my body to stay sane. I take myself to a safe place to survive. I leave my body to stay safe. I move my body to stay sane. I take myself to a safe place to survive.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. Bloody brilliant, if you ask me. We need to get the whole team in, I reckon, next time round. That was another exclusive, BTW. So you've had 3 exclusives within an hour and a half. Well, an hour and 45. You
Keep
lucky,
listening to
lucky
Portobello Radio.
sausages.
You know you're going to hear it first.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Every time. Every
And
time.
there's loads more to come on Portobello Radio. Obviously, the bus trips will pick up
Yay.
again, probably in February, I think.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that. Excellent.
And we're now looking further afield. The last one bounced between here and Dalston and southeast London, and we had artist studios. And
Yeah, we've been to Brixton, we've been to Hoxton, we've been to Shoreditch, we've been all overs. We've been
all over. We've even been to White City.
We have, and beyond actually. We were up the end of Scrubs Lane, nearly at Harlesden the last trip that we did.
Yeah,
So,
I love it when we. That's not anywhere near Harlesden.
No, right, it's Wilson.
I love it when the bus goes up on the elevated bit of the
Westway, we'd never done that before, had we? Wow, that was incredible
exciting.
/ scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Anyway, if
Absolutely
you
brilliant.
want to be piling along the Westway in an old style Routemaster bus with the Clash blaring out.
Yeah, some fabulous
Watch
people on
out.
board, and indeed checking out some artwork and artists in studios. I think that's the theme, certainly of the next few buses. If you come on one of our bus tours, then it's all about going
Get
to the artists.
exclusive chats with premium artists.
Absolutely, in
How
their
do
studios.
people follow us, Craig?
Oh, you can. You know what? You can get us on pretty much every single social media platform. We haven't got ourselves a TikTok together yet, but maybe we'll do that at some point soon. Maybe we won't.
We'll
I
get
don't
some
know.
young people in.
Yeah, I think younglings need to do that for us because yeah, we're old peoples and
Talking of which, you know, we have a fabulous roster of DJs. We have a fabulous roster of presenters.
Yeah.
But if you're out there listening and you think you could do better, do as well, do something different, get in touch.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Carlos's brother wants to do a cooking show with us.
Oh, wow. Sounds great. Mad Fernando
I
does
don't
cooking.
know how it's going to work, but we're bang up for it. So get in touch with us, chatter@portobelloradio.com. Get in touch via the WhatsApp number,
Yeah.
which temporarily escapes me.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't got a
I
record
think
of it either. But
07822 something. Anyway,
okay.
it's
Brilliant.
on the poster all over social media.
It is all over social.
In a moment,
yeah.
we're going to talk to Dinny, because Dinny, a long-time collaborator with me personally and Portobello Radio for a while.
Oh, it's your fault, is it?
Yeah, it's all down to me.
Brilliant.
It's about to be your birthday, isn't it, Denny? Are you talking to the microphone, mate?
I'm going to be 50.
Oh, and
That's the big one.
have you still got more bounce?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
www.portobelloradio.com.
I love Portobello Radio.
I love Portobello Radio. Probably the best radio station in Africa.
Yeah, that of course is More Bounce the Ounce by Zap. It's rocking here at the Muse, even though it's
It always
closed.
is.
We got
It
Mecca.
always is. Yeah, Mecca's always in the house, man. Brilliant, absolutely.
Mecca.
I haven't got a mic. But you know, we got Mike the bike. Although I don't have no mic.
And you know you got some
BBC
mic.
Rebel Radio family, how you doing, guys?
Yes, wicked. Welcome aboard. Welcome back. We've missed you, baby. Where you
Yeah,
been? Where
you know-
you been?
They say in this country tax evasion rules the nation.
No, I don't
But
believe
tax
it.
avoidance
Jeff
is a
Bezos.
legal situation.
Oh,
However,
criminal one.
after, yeah, one's criminal, one's legal, but after a little tour and back to the whole rock of Jam Dong, Jam One, we got Bobby Phantom, King Jammies, Sister Barbara, and all of the hospitality makers from Jamaica. Even my dad. My dad's advice to all y'all in England is come to Jamaica and have a wonderful time. I can't do the American accent, right? But I'll send Portobello Radio the ad that my dad gave for me. You
yeah,
know?
that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah, so
You've recently been to Jamaica.
yeah, very, 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 very short period. You
Yeah.
get me?
Yeah.
And you know, a little bit of political confliction.
Yeah.
But man is alive, and
Good.
as a matter of fact, me and Greg had some talks a good few months before Carnival. So I'm just concentrating on my community, concentrating on my area. Big up Damien at Muse Art Gallery where I am. Having back and forths with my business partner at Real Dress to Impress. Critical Media has begun his events company.
Oh, cool.
You just can't miss. The only platinum award-winning graphic designer, video maker, and now promoter that I know. But I'm here really for Charlie Phillips.
Oh,
You know,
dear
so,
Charlie.
Yeah, the whole
Dear
world
Charlie.
must just look out for Charlie Phillips and Freddie McGregor and
Yeah.
all those who've recently had a stroke and all those who have recovered. And
Yeah, well, Freddie's making terrific recoveries, man.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing.
Isn't it the greatest thing? And hopefully Uncle Charlie's short behind, so hopefully he'll be back in the game in the next few weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, man. No, bless him. Bless
Strong
him.
and strong. And, you know,
Brilliant.
Gappy Ranks recovered quite well. I saw Gappy Ranks do some good dancing and, you know, from head to toe, you know, same all right. So big up Gappy Ranks and also Akabu.
Yeah.
Okay, the first time I saw them when I was on Rebel Radio as a youth, they were rehearsing for Sister Nancy, but they've reformed and they're doing great things.
Ah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. When you were in Jamaica, did it tie over with the same period of time that young chap from Shepherd's Bush sadly lost his life over there?
Unfortunately, no, but isn't that a tragedy?
That was a tragedy. That was. It just seems that, that was literally a week ago or something, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very sad.
That's
very
a
sad.
very, very rare
Instance,
incident.
yeah.
Very, very rare incident. With no situations leading up to that event, and a man, you know, it's just a very, very strange thing. And the Jamaican government have an element of protection to the tourist industry, especially in Montego Bay and the regions where he was, you know, Runaway Bay, Ochi Rias, you know, very Falmouth, very, 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 very many parts of Jamaica.
Yeah.
And the gentleman wasn't in the ghetto.
No.
It wasn't a burglary, so.
No.
You know, there may be more to it, there may be less to it, but it's deep, and it's something like that to happen is extremely rare.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah.
you know, rest in peace to the gentleman.
Thank you for giving us a little bit of an insight there. Wicked. Absolutely wicked. Well, I guess seeing as you've mentioned Freddie McGregor,
Yeah.
let's give it a little bit of a tribute to the man himself.
Freddie McGregor, you know, had a bit of a stroke that, you know, because of his age, I was quite concerned. And you know, I'm no Al Campbell, and the younger generation of Studio One are quite concerned. But within 14 days, man, you know, the big captain of the big ship was, you know, in his wheelchair, with his elbow kind of resting on a kind of pillow. Going through some of his hits for the Nurse with a good backing band,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Yeah, I saw some videos from this. It was mental.
Yeah,
It was so
it's
good.
sad but happy
So
at the
good.
same time. You know?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. There's hope. There's always hope, which is
Where
lovely.
there's life, there's hope.
You know that. You know that. Big up, Freddie McGregor.
One of my all-time favorites, yeah. Big up to my father, you know. Man like Uncle Bam, you know. Big up Steve, you know. Yeah, who make me know these tunes. This is the flip side of Big Ship, believe it or not.
Being down in the valley, smoking natural collie, getting inspiration, spreading it to the nation, spreading it, 'cause that's my work. Yes, I'm spreading it, 'cause there's nothing else to do. People, look around you. Can't you see we're living in poverty? This pain is too much for me. Oh Jah, oh Jah, oh Jah, save the people, free them from captivity. This pain is too much to be. Oh Jah, oh Jah, oh Jah. To enter Jah kingdom, you got to be full of wisdom, knowledge and understanding, given you by commanding. Jah command you to do his work, and if you don't, you will raise up stones. People, look around you. Can't you see we're living in poverty? This pain is too much for me. Oh Jah, oh Jah, oh Jah, save the people, free them from captivity. This pain is too much for me. Oh Jah, oh Jah, oh Jah. Gotta tell the people all about it. Good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Surely you need it. People, look around you. Can't you see we're living in poverty? This pain is too much for me. Oh Jah, oh Jah, oh Jah, save the people, free them from captivity. This pain is too much to be. Oh Jah, oh Jah, oh Jah.
That is Freddie McGregor, Natural Collie.
Smoking in the valley, smoking natural. Take me back to Jamaica, man.
Brilliant.
Natural
Absolutely
Collie,
brilliant.
and that is
Well
DJ
done, that man.
Mecca with a live a cappella right here on Portobello Radio.
Nice, 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 nice.
So, about an hour ago, we mentioned that Diddy, hello
Yay.
Diddy,
Good evening.
is really old now and he's celebrating his
I
birthday.
don't feel it, but yeah, I'm going to be 50 on Sunday, but
And you'll do
yeah.
your best to inject a bit of life into the lane over the course of the next 2 or 3 days.
yeah, I've got I've got a day session at the Tabernacle tomorrow from 1 o'clock till 7, and then 7:30 till close at Mau Mau, and then Sunday I'm
This is
guesting
on Saturday?
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, I'm performing with Bullet and The Hard Way.
What are you going to be performing, mate? Are you going to be singing?
I'm going to be singing, yeah.
The
yeah.
spray can and the BMX bike.
I'm shaking my can,
Yeah,
waving my bike around.
Waving your bike, you know this.
Yeah, I see you more as a Bears
Yeah.
kind of character, shaking the maracas.
Maracas, Bears.
The
No.
Bears of Portobello.
Ah, brilliant. Brilliant. Actually,
Yeah.
it should be fun. And Tabernacle have let you back in.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah,
Shut up.
No,
mate.
more importantly,
No,
Tabernacle's
come on,
open
we're
again.
getting
Yes,
all a
it
bit.
is.
Because
Yeah.
it hasn't been open the last couple
No,
of
it
weeks.
was
So
closed till the
It opened today,
Monday.
I think.
Yeah, no, it opened Tuesday.
It's been open for 2 or
Tuesday.
3
okay,
days.
2 or 3
Tuesday,
days.
yeah,
Yeah,
open,
brilliant,
yeah.
brilliant, brilliant. And the kitchen's
So-
all fully happening again.
Yep.
Excellent, absolutely.
Great. So
excellent.
our art correspondent Stephen Howie. Sorry, I'm
Can
having
get his
problems
mac
with-
and cheese,
Yeah.
which is brilliant.
Get his mac and
Absolutely superb.
Big up to the Tabernacle.
Yeah, always.
Denny, be more concise. People want to celebrate your birthday. There's loads going on. Tell them what to do.
You can either turn up at the Tabernacle on Tavistock Road from
Or Power
1
Square, as
o'clock.
we used
Yeah,
to call
Power
it.
Square. From 1 o'clock, 1:30 tomorrow till, like I say, 5,
Whenevs.
6.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to have some dinner. And then 7:30 till close, we're going to be at Mau Mau Bar, which is 259 Portobello Road, W11 something.
Good.
Yeah.
I think it's W10.
Also known as Love Bar.
Yeah.
But now it's,
Indeed,
Love Bar, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant.
Bar
Good
Love.
fun. Who
Yeah.
might be joining you down at Bar Love?
Some of the Lalo boys, me, I've got another, I think maybe Harry might be playing some tunes. Mecca wants to come in. Greg and Piers have got an open invite. Yeah, so Mugwai and the Sex on Vinyl crew, and some guys, my radio station, Code 10 and W10 FM. So yeah, so come along if you want. So listen to some varied tunes.
Amazing.
Might even have some live music as well there. Maybe. We shall see. But definitely Sunday as well.
Anyway,
It's going to be the big day.
Yeah, the
Right,
message is,
Nice.
boys and girls,
Thank you.
happy birthday, Denny. Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome to Middle Age.
Hey!
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Absolutely. No more excuses for acting like a child.
No.
Exactly.
A tiny bit earlier, we mentioned the death of one of the truly greats, Pelé.
Oh, Pele, yeah.
And I was trying to find some Brazilian music. I couldn't do it in time, but I have finally. Mas que nada, Sergio Mendes
Oh, yeah.
for Pelé.
Más que nada.
Mas que nada, sai da minha frente que eu quero passar. Pois o samba está animado, o que eu quero é samba. Este samba que é misto de maracatu. É samba de preto veio, samba de preto do. Mas que nada, samba como esta tá legal. Você não vai querer que eu chegue no final. Mas que nada, sai da minha frente que eu quero passar. Pois o samba está animado, o que eu quero é samba. Este samba que é misto de maracatu. É samba de preto veio, samba de preto do. Mas que nada, Samba como este tá legal, você não vai querer que chegue no final.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what macanada means in Portuguese.
Mashkinada, but it's nothing.
But it's nothing, but it's everything. I'm sorry I played that for you, Pele, now.
No, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Pele's gone, and he left us with, he left footballing world with the most insane legacy, man. It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, and while we're on the subject, I'd like to mourn the death last night of Gianluca Vialli as a Chelsea fan. He was one of our greatest players, one of our greatest managers, the most amazing gentleman. My favourite story is when whoever it was, Ruud Gullit, got sacked, and he had to go into the dressing room before a semi-final. We were losing, and the first thing he did was make everyone drink a glass of champagne.
Oh, that's very sweet. Very, very sweet indeed. Bless.
Big up Luca Vialli. You know, we're losing people literally
all over the place. I know, it's a mad one. News like last night, sorry to bring the mainstream into it, but they were giving us statistics on Christmas deaths over the last sort of 10 years. And the spike has been steadily growing, particularly, during the pandemic years. And this year really was the worst. It really has been the worst year for people passing in the last 20-odd years, if not a little bit longer. So, quite dreadful. But then at the same time, these beautiful souls, they've kind of had enough of us, and they've checked out, getting ready for the next one. So,
So, establishment, damn you.
Always.
Came to your wedding uninvited. Walked to the church and sat down inside it. I wanted to scream your name. Let everybody see my pain. When you said I do, I died. Then it was time for you to kiss a bride. Through tears I saw you lift her veil. You kissed her and my world turned pale. I thought I was a part of your life, but they pronounced you man and wife. Saw the emotions in your eyes, and in the church I started to cry. Yo, damn you and your wedding bell. Damn you left me under your spell. Damn you, you're gonna burn in hell. And if that's what you want, I guess if that what you want, why? Damn you and your bedroom light. Damn you, unbelievable lie. Damn you, you know you're gonna fry. And if that's what you want, I guess if that what you want, why? Whoa. So I got up and started running blindly. Had to get that painful scene behind me. The wind howling in my ears seemed to be laughing at my river of tears. I didn't wait for you to walk my way or stick around until she threw the bouquet. I couldn't trust myself to just sit by and not flood the church with the tears I cried. And last night I was in your arms. You held me and kept me warm. Can't help feeling left behind as she walks off, and what you said was mine. Oh, damn you and your wedding bell. Damn you left me under your spell. Damn you, you're gonna burn in hell. And if that's what you want, I guess you got what you want. Why? Damn you and your bedroom light. Damn you, I know you see him commit the atrocity. And vengeance is yours. All we need is a little reciprocity. Not no major, just equal pain. You know me, I feel like the father. Make him feel the same. What comes around, comes around. So you know you're gonna feel the pain. You know you're gonna feel like a pain.
Yeah, that is Tanya Stevens. Damn you. That is going out to Isis, who unfortunately can't be with us today. But thank you, Isis, for being with us all of the last few years. We'd like to actually shout out to everyone who is a collaborator of Portobello Radio. Big shout out to the Irish Cultural Centre, to Roz and Shay and Will and Peter and Emma. We look forward to another fantastic year of Bright Side of the Road. Big shout out to Clash Fans Against the Right. And next Wednesday at 7 p.m, you'll be able to hear me as a guest on someone else's show. Can you imagine that? We'd like to shout out to Dick O'Dell, to Flipside Radio, to everyone who's collaborated with us, from Nubian Jack and Clarks to Grove Survivors, to Kensington Chelsea Art Week, the Muse Gallery. It looks like we might have an exclusive on one of the residents. But here, talking of the Irish, talking of the ICC, talking of Bright Side of the Road, here is
God love him. God love him.
Yeah, and I have to say, my trip to Borough Market today reminded me there is a world beyond West London.
Yeah, well, it's called the Portobello Bubble for a reason. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that. Big love to our Irish cousins over there in Hammersmith. Remember that they've got some great events going on this year, so check out the ICC, the Irish Cultural Centre, Hammersmith.
I like to walk in the summer breeze, down Darling Road by the dead old tree. I drink with my friends, the Hammersmith Broadway, the dirty, delightful old drunken old days. And the winds are going down, and I loved it so dearly. The pubs and the bookies where you'd spend all your time, and the old man that was singing when the roses bloom again and turn like the leaves to a new summertime. Now the winter comes down, I